Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 10 in the NFL. We are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're going to take a look at the New Orleans-Washington game, a tough game to analyze from a spread perspective that I asked him to take. Joe Duffy, of course, only covers the games that I ask him to take every week at his website with the games that he chooses, of course, OffshoreInsiders.com. Joe Duffy kills it, but Joe Duffy, this is a tough one, right? New Orleans at Washington. Washington a 1-point home underdog at the moment. The total's 50 or 50 and a half. The Redskins came back off of their bye and lost to the Pats, but of course the Pats are the Pats, so that's a little bit forgivable. New Orleans also lost to Tennessee, but Tennessee just had a coaching change. I thought Tennessee was a good bet in that one. That's a little bit forgivable. The Saints are still 4-1-1 against the spread in their last 6 games after that loss. The Redskins played okay against the Pats. They had a lot of drop passes that really hurt them. That's probably somewhat correctable. New Orleans hasn't had a bye. My lean here would be towards Washington as a home dog of 1 point, but I haven't bet that yet. This is a tough one. You always take the toughest games each week. You're free to pass on this one, Joe Duffy, but is there a pick you would like to give us here?
Actually, I'm going to go head-to-head with you, and I'm a little nervous that, not surprisingly, I did think that New Orleans would be a big public play. Look, the public always loves to go with those road favorites, of course, but this is a great example of another one of our golden rules. Use the odds makers' knowledge against them. One of the biggest mistakes that mediocre handicappers make, and there's a lot more mediocre handicappers out there than there are great ones. That's why these sports books make so much money. Mediocre handicappers become obsessed with home road splits. And in this case, the home road splits would say Washington's a lock. The home team is 7-1 straight up in the Redskins games. The Saints are 1-3 straight up on the road. Not surprisingly, the NFL, just like the NBA, we have a very similar system in the NBA, but when you have a team that is a road favorite and the home road splits favor the home team by at least 150, that means the home team's home winning percentage is at least 150 higher than the road team's road winning percentage straight up. Betting on the road favorite is 242 and 203. That's 54.4%, but much better if it is game number 9 or later, which means the splits are really more statistically significant. In game 9 or later, it's 57.5%, 150 and 111. And it's a really tough scheduling stretch here for Washington. As you said, they played at New England last week. Next week, they play at Carolina. And really, what a brutal stretch. I do like the Saints here.
All right. I actually wasn't even factoring in any of those home road splits in my lean towards Washington. As far as the scheduling spot's concerned, feels like it's a better spot for Washington. They're off their second off of bye, off of, a tough team playing an elite team. And New Orleans hasn't had a bye yet. Their bye comes in next week. They're coming off of some tough competitive games. They're coming off of an OT loss. Feels like the scheduling spot favors Washington.
I'm not so sure about that. But like I said, especially with the counterintuitive, some of my systems that stand up year after year are counterintuitive. And this is a counterintuitive home road split game. So I think the Saints are a good play here.
All right, I hear you. You're going to go official with it. New Orleans -1?
You got it, sir.
All right. That's why Joe Duffy does what he does. And, of course, these games that I ask him to take are the toughest games each week, not the games that he feels he has the biggest edges on. Those go at his website, OffshoreInsiders.com, a completely different ball game. Joe Duffy kills it in those games week after week, year after year. Is that right, Joe? Tell us about that.
It's no hyperbole to use superlatives here. I'm in the midst of the greatest football season ever, college and pro combined, and this Saturday is without question the best college football portfolio the entire season. Plus, we already have a money line outright winner, undefeated this year, including Indianapolis. Last week, we told you they would win outright plus 195 against Denver, giving Denver the first loss. Another outright underdog this week in the NFL, plus the best college football card of the year, OffshoreInsiders.com.
Wait a minute. You gave the Colts as a money line pick at your website last week?
Absolutely, positively. Undefeated this year with money line plays, all of them underdogs, and I'm going to be telling you this time next week with another moneyline underdog winner cashing in this weekend. That is correct. I gave you the Colts.
Holy shit, Joe Duffy. That is an impressive pick. Everyone was on Denver last week. The public was on Denver 8-1. Congratulations on that awesome pick, Joe Duffy. Thanks so much.